spicy. These books are so spicy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Oh, I forgot to start the dishwasher last night. Dirt. Well, I'm up and today is a little day in the life vlog. I'll finally give you guys a book list. I shot one vlog sharing my books and I have not done it again, and I'm terrible, and I'm sorry you guys have been asking. So at the end of this video, I will rate some books that I've read. I'll try to go through as many as I can as quickly as possible because it's a long list. We're going to the gym. I got my bone broth here. I've been having my peanut butter banana toast, which has been phenomenal, but I gotta get more bananas today and more sourdough toast. So I might go back to just my old faithful, my sourdough crisp, peanut butter, and strawberries. Wassa crisp. I love these. They're only they're 30 calories each, like 7 grams of carbs. If you don't want anything like heavy on your stomach, these are like perfect. Or just a regular slice of sourdough toast is great. All right, here's our little pre-workout situation. If you haven't been watching my shorts, I've been doing like this 30-day challenge, and this is for myself, but some of you have been following along, which is amazing. I see your tags, I see your comments, and I love it. 30 days moving my body. And this is not like I'm not working out every single day. This is not like going hardcore, lifting in the gym. I go to the gym 4 days a week, but I am moving every single day. It's been good. It's been forcing me to get up. Like when I'm putting it out there that I'm moving my body every single day and I'm gonna post every day, it forces me to do it. So this will be a little bit behind the scenes on how I shoot my videos, but I am going to swap cameras because this camera is like my higher quality camera, and today's moving my body is also gonna be a collaboration with Lacey Fit. So if you see the quality just change a little bit for the next clip, that is why. Go to the gym. I just decided I'm gonna bring both cameras. I'm gonna give you kind of behind the scenes of the workout and me filming it with my other camera. right, I am done. Got a really good back workout in, and also filmed the reel, which I will insert so you can see it. Right now I'm gonna go and pick up groceries because I got a grocery pickup at HEB. So we're just gonna pull up and get that, head home, and continue on with this day. Got the groceries. I'm just gonna put these up and then shower and get it cleaned up. I actually think I'm gonna wash my hair as well, just because it's been over a week since I got my hair done, and my scalp is getting a little itchy. You know, I'll be working out every day. We're gonna quickly run through this. Frozen jasmine rice. I usually get them at Trader Joe's. HEB now carries them. A little fruit mix bowl, some pico. I'm gonna make like a little chipotle bowl situation. Chicken thighs, bananas, green onions. I'm also gonna cook beef and broccoli. Somebody asked for my beef and broccoli recipe, so I'll film that tonight. Flank steak. I love flank steak, high in protein, but it's lower in fat compared to all the other steaks. Eggs, Monterey Jack cheese, white cheddar, and some sharp cheddar. Bell peppers. They didn't have any like individual ones like this one, like the green one. So I had to order this little baggie. Couple avocados. Y'all know I love my turkey bacon. My favorite is the maple bacon from HEB. Some sliced sourdough. I always get the sourdough from the bakery. Whole Foods has my favorite sourdough, but I just didn't feel like going to 2 stores. Beef jerky. I just got some kettle sea salt chip, some dairy-free sour cream, coconut oil, peanut butter, olive oil, chicken broth. Then I got some red pepper flakes, and I got these chipotle chili and adobo sauce, and then some Enjoy Life mini vegan chocolate chips. Then I got some poppies. I also stopped at Ulta. One, I just got the Tresemme heat protectant, and then I got the Way Super Dry shampoo, and then also I'm gonna try out the Color Wow spray, and this is supposed to help your hair with like frizz and moisture, like help it like so it doesn't revert back. Okay, I'm gonna put these away. I'm gonna go shower, and I'll be back. These sheets are so warm. Currently I'm just letting my hair dry a little bit before I actually start sitting under the dryer and then doing my hair and all of that. But in the meantime, I'm going to just kind of straighten up around my place a little bit. I've been sweating a little bit for the past couple days, so it was time to wash these sheets. Okay, gotta clean these bad boys. I'm gonna put them on, and then while I do that, I'm gonna be telling you guys a little bit about today's sponsor, who is Bare Mattress. So shout out to Bare Mattress for sponsoring today's video. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them while we make this bed. All right, for those of you who are new here, Bare Mattress is a mattress company. They produce premium quality mattresses intended to improve the overall quality of your sleep. And with all of us having different sleep preferences, Bare makes finding the best mattress to fit your needs very simple. If you head over to their website, you can take a quick quiz. This quiz will ask you questions about yourself, like your age, your weight, if you struggle with any pains, and positions that you like to sleep in. And from there, you are matched with the best mattress. Delivery is super convenient, with your mattress being delivered right to your front door, and it's extremely easy to pop open and set up. We've had our mattress in our primary bedroom for about 10 months now, and it's like I'd never had back pain to begin with. I always thought the pains came from years of working out and training, when in fact it was years of sleeping on crappy mattresses. And of course we loved it so much, we decided to get a second one for our guest room. I have 2 of the Elite hybrids, one being medium and the other being firm. I personally prefer the medium one because it gives me that plushy feeling, but it's still super supportive. We also run very hot in our sleep. So this mattress is made with 3 premium foams, so it's designed to remove and push away unwanted body heat. So all in all, it's been perfect for our needs. And one other thing that I wanted to mention about Bare Mattress is their sleep trials. So if you are considering them, but you aren't 100% sure, you do have 120 nights to test out their mattress to ensure that you love it. Plus, there's a lifetime warranty included. course, I do have a discount code, which I will put on the screen, as well as list everything down in the description box, so you can just go ahead and click the link. Make sure to check them out. Thank you again, Bear Mattress, for sponsoring today's video. Time to eat. I'm more in a lunch mood than I am a breakfast mood. So I'm gonna just go with my leftovers from last night, which I made some shrimp fried rice. It was really good. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat this. It's a weird amount. You know when like the leftovers, like if I fill this up, it's too much, but to leave this amount is like what is that? But then if I put this in here, it's too much. Guess we just gonna eat it all. Also want a little fruit, so snack on this. Just a whole bunch of strawberries, some grapes, watermelon, and then there's some pineapple under here. It's so sweet. Gotta edit my video. Let's go do that now. Alright, so I've already transferred the files onto my desktop in this folder right here. I'm just gonna pop this folder into Premiere. Use Premiere Pro to edit. You do not have to use Premiere Pro. You don't have to use a desktop or anything like that at all. But if you're editing YouTube videos, you need a desktop or a laptop, a good laptop. I'm gonna edit this and then I'll show you guys the final product. Okay, I am back. It's actually quite a bit of time later. I edited the clip you guys saw me start to edit, but then I had to edit another one from the same clips. So one, it was for my challenge, my 30-day challenge, but I was also shooting for Lisi Fit, so I did a separate video for them using the same clips. So I edited two different clips, and then I was sitting down, I had to pick out music and stuff so I can send it over to them. And then I was also posting, just sitting down on my phone, like editing and stuff and getting posts ready. I'm going to do my hair. Right now I'm just using the Sesame heat protectant, and then I'm going to try out the color Wild. I read that you're supposed to like saturate your hair with it. I am not putting it on my extensions. The stuff is not cheap. So I'm only putting it on my real hair. Let's go ahead and spray. I heard you got a like. I hope that's enough. Use about half the bottle. It's about $6. I need to get the big one, but I wanted to try it out first to make sure it was good enough. We are all done. Surprisingly, that took not very long at all. Like the whole washing, and I think because I let it air dry for so long, like under the microfiber towel, that it took like no time to blow dry. And then I took the blow dryer and I like went in my scalp too. I have one of the hooded ones I can sit under, but I'm pretty much dry for the most part in here. Like there's a couple parts that are like slightly damp, but it'll be dry by the time I go to bed. The fresh wash. Let's go. And I was going to take a picture, but I actually want Teron to take a picture with me because I kind of want him in it. So I'm not taking a picture right now. Let's go cook dinner. It's a very, very easy recipe to make. I'm going to start off with my flank. I'm going to slice it into thin or 3 strips. And I'm going with like the muscle. You'll be able to see like the lines on it. You want to go with the grain, I believe it's called. You do that. You want to turn it and you want to slice it at a slight angle. And then you're going to cut against the grain. So I think it's with the grain and then against the grain. 1 second, wash my hands. Put the ingredients down below as well. But got the steak. We're just going to take a little bit of soy sauce and just a bam bam. Maybe like a few tablespoons, and then you take a little bit of sesame oil. Remember, sesame oil is strong, so don't go overboard. Then we take some baking soda, pop that in there, and then some cornstarch. With the sauce that I'm gonna make, I'll give you exact measurements, but if you need like exact measurements from this because you can't eyeball it, I'll put like a guesstimate down below. To let that sit. I'm just going to chop off the ends because some of the ends are like a little rough, but you know, clean, cut your broccoli. So this is just a little steamer that came with my pot. Now I'm just gonna pop it on here and just cover it and let it steam. In the pan, we just got some olive oil and lots of garlic. Okay, so the ingredients I'm gonna put down below is for 1 pound of meat. But if you have more than 1 pound, then you can double it or triple it or however much you're gonna cook. I probably have like 1.5 pounds here that I'm gonna cook. So I'm gonna do 1.5 of the servings. 1/3 cup of chicken broth. You can do beef broth too, but I think the chicken broth tastes better. So I'm gonna do 1/3 and then I'm gonna do 1/2 of that. 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. But of course I'm gonna do another 1/2, so I'm gonna do 1 more. It's gonna be 1/4 cup of oyster sauce. Add in some cornstarch. It's about a tablespoon. Not a tablespoon. I'm just gonna take this top half off. I'm just gonna mix her on up. And that is all. So you take the meat out. I got a bowl here, just pour it in. Sauce in. And it's just gonna cook down for a second. It's gonna thicken pretty quickly because of the cornstarch. Okay, see, this has only been going real thick. Real thick. Let's turn this off. I walked away for a second. Put too much dang cornstarch in there, but it's okay. So add in the meat, add in the broccoli. Mix this on up with some red pepper flakes because we like spice over here. And this is where I'll add in some salt. Guess I'm just loading up on the rice today. the jasmine rice, beef and broccoli. And that is all. This recipe takes all of 15, 20 minutes. That's like prep time and all. Like it's so quick. We have it all the time. And then I'm gonna have it with a poppy. So good. Just never fails. I'm gonna eat this. I'm coming back and then we're gonna go over my book list. I got the book list. In my office, I have stacks of books next to me. We're gonna get into it. I shot that video April 30th, so May, June, July, August, September. It's 5 months. I probably read about 60 books since that. I'm not gonna go over 60 books, okay? The type of books that I like, I'm a romance girl. I can't read a book that doesn't have some sort of romance in it. That has to have some sort of romance. Regular romance, some smut, adult stuff in it. And I like dark romance. Dark romance is not for everybody. And I enjoy fantasy. The last time I shot this, I was just getting into fantasy. And let's just say majority of the books I've read since I did that review are fantasy books. I am like immersed in the fantasy world and I can't get out. I read a lot of fantasy books and it's just like, it just touches me. The Zodiac Academy, there's a lot of them. There are 8 books in this series so far and I believe a 9th one is on the way. The world of this book is called Solaris and this Zodiac is one section of it, and then there's more books outside like in the same world. Let me just start with the Zodiac Academy. It's a combination of, let's say like Vampire Diary meets Harry Potter. The world building in these books are phenomenal. I love the magic system. It's so different. So where I would say it's kind of like Harry Potter because you have the 4 houses. Each house dedicated to a certain type of magic, right? So you have like air, earth, fire, and water. Those 2 sisters were raised in the mortal world, but they just went through a lot of hardship, lost parents when they were babies, and then just had like shitty adoptive parents. And someone shows up one day and is like, hey, you guys don't belong here. You are pretty much like royalty in our world and you're not human. The only thing is that their history, their family history in the Fae world is not good. Like their father was like the savage king and was killed off. So their real parents were also killed off, but they are the rightful queens to the throne. But because everybody thought they were dead, they were supposed to be dead, there's 4 boys at their school who have been pretty much raised to be king. So it's those 4 against these 2 sisters who know nothing about this world. I love these books so much. Like, I really, really enjoy them. Do I think they need to be 9 books deep? No, I don't. I think it's way longer than it needs to be, but I can't stop reading them. I love when you get multiple point of views. Like, I hate when it just follows like one person the whole time, but this one you get multiple point of views. Then it goes off the Zodiac, so it's the Zodiac Academy, so it's heavily based on Zodiac signs. The magic system is just amazing. And then when I say it's like similar to Vampire Diaries, because you have different types of characters in here too. All the students emerge into something. So you have vampires, you have werewolves, you have like you have a whole bunch of different stuff that you like eventually find out. And these girls know nothing. They know nothing. It is a very, very heavy bully romance. So if you don't like bullies, you ain't gonna like this one. But there's a lot of bullying in these books. A lot of smut. So it's adult books. And then we have like the Ruthless Boys. You'll see these characters in Zodiac Academy, but you don't know their storyline or their history. So the Ruthless Boys kind of gives you the history of some of the characters that pop up in Zodiac Academy. But these books, I believe, are like 4 or 5 years prior to this. Like as far as in this world. So just look up the book order on which way you should read Zodiac Academy and Ruthless Boys. Because I started this a little bit later. So I'm pausing Zodiac Academy. I haven't read the final 2 books because I'm currently reading these. So I have like, there's 5 of these. It's a massive series. It's fucking massive. And next up we have Legendborn. Love this. little black female lead. The storyline follows Bree, a young 16-year-old currently dealing with grief, loss of her mother, off to like a residential program for like bright high school students. And while she is at school, she witnesses some demon thing feeding on human energies. So her and her friend had their memory wiped because they witnessed this, but she still has her memories and her friend doesn't. And she's like, what is going on? And then she starts to remember things, which gives her kind of like a flashback of the night or when her mother died. And so she's like, wait, did this thing kill my mom, or what actually happened to my mom? And so then she starts doing some digging around school and comes across like this secret society, which is called the Legendborn. So she wants to pretty much infiltrate the Legendborn and find out what actually happened to her mother. And then there's just like a lot of stuff going on within that. And the second one is actually being delivered tomorrow. And yeah, and I believe there's supposed to be 3. So there's a third one coming too. But I really, really enjoyed this. 2 more fantasy. Fourth Wing. It was very hard to get this book. It was sold out everywhere. Finally got it. Worth it. Really enjoyed. I would say this is like a Divergent kind of thing. So this girl is supposed to be a scribe. She is supposed to be entering that house. At the last minute, she changes her mind and decides she wants to be a dragon rider. And the dragon riders like have to go through like an extensive program where it's pretty much like fight to the death. Meanwhile, she's this petite girl dealing with like a disability, like where she's like in pain and stuff all the time. So she's pretty much trying to survive with everybody in there trying to kill her, especially because her mom is like the headmaster. One, survive all of these challenges within the Dragon Riders like course. And then on top of that, you have to pretty much, a dragon has to choose you. And these dragons are ruthless. Like they will kill the weak in a second. So yeah. I enjoyed this, and this is also book 1. I think there's going to be 5 of them, and I'm ready for the second one to come out because the way it ended, it was like on a cliffhanger. Last fantasy books I'm going to talk about is ACOTAR. I don't know if you've seen this. It's everywhere. People talk about it. They literally have like a ball dedicated to ACOTAR every year. It's massive. In this series, it's another human girl in the Fae world. I feel like that's like a common thing. A long border that separates the Fae world from the human world. There's 3 sisters. One of them, the youngest, while she's hunting, she kills like a werewolf that ends up being one of the Fae. And it's a crime. It's a punishment. It's a crime to humans. So you kill one of the Fae, they bring your butt over to the Fae world, and you have to live out your days there. So she's brought into the Fae world, and she's not allowed to return back to the human world. So it's her living the Fae world, trying to survive. This is a heavy romance book. A lot of romance within these. The first book, I was just like, this is okay. Like, all right, this is cool. Like, I'll give it 3 stars. But the second and third book, okay, then I was like, okay, I get it. I understand. The series takes a turn that you didn't think it was going to take. And so I really enjoyed that. I love these characters. These characters are phenomenal. The last book is spicy, extra spicy, like in the best way possible. There's only like a little bit of spice sprinkled through the rest of them, but the last one, But I understand like the hype. I would give this series probably like a 4. I would read it again though, and I really, really enjoy these characters. I actually think about these characters a lot, so I think it's worth it to read it and get through that first one. Talk just like regular romance, just a regular little romance. Yours truly by Abby Jimenez. I read this yesterday from start to finish. It's probably one of the best like just romance books that I've read in a long time. This was so cute. One, you have the female lead who is going through a divorce. She had a terrible breakup and she's dealing with that. Wrote off relationships. She just wants to pretty much have fun. She never wants to get married again. And what I do like about these are grown adults. These are grown adults. A lot of these books be giving like these 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds. These are adults. Works in the ER. She's been at this hospital for 10 years and she's currently in the running for the major promotion to pretty much take over. Her boss is planning to retire until a new doctor is brought in, and her boss is like, I'm holding off on giving you a promotion because I'm going to be choosing between the 2 of you. And so she hates this new doctor that's coming in. Get 2 points of view, hers and his. And so this doctor that's come in, he is also dealing with like a shitty breakup situation. He also suffers from really, really bad social anxiety. A lot of people just don't understand him. And he comes to this new hospital and pretty much everybody hates him. They all hate him. I won't say it's like an enemies to lovers because there's only one person that hates the other. This guy, this doctor that she hates, ends up writing her a letter pretty much like explaining himself, and she sees and she reads it and she's like, this is the best thing she's ever received. And so they just become really good friends and kind of like pen pals, even though they work at the same hospital, and they just kind of write back and forth to each other, and then it just kind of grows from there. But yeah, it deals with a lot of social anxiety, a lot of like relationship trauma, but it's so stinking cute. It's so cute. I ate it up. We have The Spanish Love Deception, another little romance from Elena Armas. Here you have this female lead who pretty much fled Spain, also trauma with a breakup. She's worked her way up in the company, just a really successful woman. But the problem is that she is supposed to go back home for a wedding, and her ex that she fled from is going to be at that wedding, and all of her family is expecting like, hey, are you in a relationship? And she pretty much lied and told them she was. So now she has to kind of find like a fake boyfriend to take with her. And so her coworker, who she hates, I feel like there's like a running theme here, he's like, he volunteers, and she's like, absolutely not. And he was like, I'll go with you, just, let me go. Man. Oh, what I didn't mention about this is a slow burn. There's only like a tiny bit of spice, not much spice at all, but it is a slow burn. Slow. This, the spice in this is phenomenal. Phenomenal. This is also a slow burn. Now, my issue with this book is that it took very long to get to Spain. I feel like there was a lot of build up for this trip, and it didn't last as long as it should have. But when they're in Spain, I ate it up. This man is perfection. This man is perfection. Okay, when they're in the country, obviously she's seeing her ex, all of this, and then she brings this new man, this fake man, fake relationship, but it has also one of my favorite tropes, the one bed trope. I love the one bed trope. So those are only little like fluffy romances books that I read. I mean, I read more, but those are only the ones I'm gonna touch on. Now let's get into some of the like spicy romances. So, Pucking Around. This is a hockey romance. This is a why choose. Actually, I have quite a bit of why choose. And this was my first why choose book. And if you don't know what a why choose is, or a reverse harem, let's just say why choose one when you can have them all. If that makes sense. Why choose one when you can have them all? This one is like the prequel to this. Do you have to read the prequel in order to read this? You don't, but it would make more sense. You get more in depth on the situation. Pretty much this girl, she's at her brother's wedding. She gets an email that she didn't get into this fellowship that she wanted to get into, and so she's pretty much crushed. She's sitting at a bar. And she's pretty much getting like harassed by some guys, and some guy comes up and saves her, pretending like this is her boyfriend. And as they walk away, she's like, let's go to the room. One night stand kind of situation. They're never going to see each other again. She didn't give him her real name. None of that. That's the prequel. Then this book, leading into it, pretty much she is like runner-up for the fellowship. So she ends up getting the fellowship. She works in sports medicine. And little does she know, the guy from this book, the guy that she met that she thought she was having a one-night stand with, is on the hockey team that she is working for. And then it goes from there. So if you want like some just spice, a whole lot of spice, not a whole lot of plot, like a little bit of plot, but a whole lot of spice, read that. The next spiciest books I've ever read. Oh, also Pucking Around has like a novella afterward. I haven't read that novella. It's actually being delivered tomorrow, but another short read. But we have Losers. And so The Dare is a novella, a prequel novella to Losers. There's actually 2 books in the series. I've only read 1 so far. But in The Dare, you have this girl, the popular girl, who shows up to a party, and at this party, one of the guys who she used to bully like crazy in high school is at this party. They're playing games, and he dares her to pretty much be his like little pet or servant for the rest of the day. So she has to do whatever he tells her to do. Spicy. These books are so spicy. Both of them. Like, the dare, I was like, oh my gosh. What? And this is also a why choose. Why choose? So the dare is like the backstory, which leads us into losers. So it kind of lets you know what's going on. Obviously, she leaves back off to college. And then when she comes back to her hometown, she runs into this guy again. Let's get into a couple dark romances. I only read 2, and I'm just going to kind of go over them really quick. One is Den of Vipers, another Why Choose book. So 1 girl, 4 guys. I thought this had potential to be like amazing. I just think it probably just didn't need to be this long. Like, we could have got rid of like a quarter of it. She works at a bar, so she's like this tough girl. And these guys walk in like, we own you now. Pay off his debt. Her dad sells her to them, the Vipers, who are this like big shot mafia family. And it's 4 brothers. They're not, only 2 of them are like actually brothers, the other one, but they grew up together like brothers. And she's like, what the hell? Like, and she's a little fighter. And she turns out to be a lot different than they expected her to be. And yeah, you get point of views from all the guys here. And she's pretty much kind of building a relationship with all of them. All very different and crazy. This had a lot of potential, but I didn't really like love it. But if you want some crazy spice, like, so this is a dark romance. Warning here, this is a dark romance. It's very, very graphic. There are like some crazy kinks in here. There's a consent, non-consent kind of kink, which I feel like can be triggering for some people. And there's like a blood and knife kink in here. So just make sure you read the trigger warnings if you do decide to read this. I thought it was funny though. I will say, I thought it was very funny. And like, I was laughing through this because this girl is a hot mess. She's a mess, but she's funny. And like the banter between her and the guys, because she be giving them hell. It won't hurt you none to read this. But, and especially if you want to read some spice, there's a lot of it. There is a lot. Good as I thought it was going to be, because people were raving about it. Like, oh, you got to read Den of Vipers. It wasn't all that to me. Lastly, we got the little cult series. We got The Ritual, The Sinner, and then there's one more that I have not read. College Dark Romance. So these are dark. These are very, very dark as well. A lot of violence, like very graphic and stuff as well. But it follows the Lords. So there's pretty much like this secret society that goes on, but it starts at this university. So you have like all of these young boys that are a part of the Lords. Like it's passed down through their families. So it's only the men in the families that are Lords, and they are pretty much forced to do tasks, and they pretty much have to be celibate for their first 3 years in college, and after that they're given, they're chosen. So pretty much who's going to be their wife. It's like chosen for them. But they have to be celibate the first 3 years. They are sent off. They're like assassins almost. But they're guaranteed wealth and certain places in society. So you got lawyers and doctors and all kind of people who are part of this secret society. But obviously they start off in college. And so, yeah. It follows the storyline of the Lords and the Chosens for them. I really, really like The Ritual. Riot. I like Riot a lot. Oh, he's a little crazy. They're all crazy. Obviously, the Lords are crazy. Now, I recently read The Sinner, and this one follows another one of the Lords. Sin. I struggle with this one. I just didn't really like Sin that well, but I still say you read the series, because I've heard people say they enjoy Sin and they didn't like Riot. Like, I just don't want to give away too much on this one, especially this poor girl in this book. She be going through it, the Chosen in this book. But Yeah, I say read them, and you can see which one of the characters you like the most. I'm definitely gonna read the third one because I know you get a little bit of the third guy in between both books, and I know I'm gonna eat him up because I love him already in the other ones. But I say read these, but these are very, very dark and very graphic, and yeah, and this them pretty much surviving their way and making their way into the Lord society. But yeah, that is my book list for now. I will do another one later on. I have a lot of books to go through, a lot more. I even have more stacks here, but I feel like this is just pretty long. And so I'm going to try to shorten this as much as possible. So, but I will list all of them down below and let me know which ones you read. Alright, I think I'm going to be closing the video out here. I was going to take a photo, but instead I'm going to take photos tomorrow. Get up in the morning, I'm not going to work out until tomorrow. I'm just going to go to the trail tomorrow night. I'm tired. I did repaint my fingernails. So that's what I was doing. Go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you again, Bear Mattress, for sponsoring today's video. Again, check the description box for all of that. And I will see you guys in the next video.